This is going to be a get ready with me for a black tie wedding. What's up, y'all? It's Yachana Irie, aka Pineapple Styles, and I'd like to welcome you back to another video. If you couldn't tell by the title, this is going to be a get ready with me for a black tie wedding. So I'm in New York for this reason. If you haven't seen my last video where I'm doing my mom's hair, my VIP guest, make sure you click the video up there. So yeah, I'm doing her hair for this wedding. It's her best friend from high school when she moved up from Jamaica, and I've known her son since, well, he was born before me, but since we were both born, essentially, we've known each other our whole lives, and so we get to go to his wedding today. It's so exciting. Yeah, so let's get ready. I need to, yeah, don't judge me. Yeah, so I gotta handle this hair, take a shower, do my makeup, do her makeup, but that's not gonna be in this video. The whole nine. So let's go ahead and let me show you what my outfit is. I don't know if you can see the vision yet, but this is the dress. It is long, it's beautiful, it even has a little train. And then my grandma gave me some jewelry. Yes, here's my wig. And the shoes, they're cute. So yeah, let me go shower. All right, y'all, so I just finished my shower. I'm in my family's guest room. Well, one of them, but we're upstairs. And it's funny because one of my first hair videos was filmed in this exact room. So over 10 years later, here we are again. So I'm gonna start off by braiding down my hair. As you saw before, it's short, right? And so I need to make it flat because I'm putting on my favorite wig that I got from Amazon. Like I said before, if you haven't seen that review, check it out. But this is my fave, my go-to shawty. Just toss her on and it's so cute. And so yeah, I'm gonna show you how I style it. And I don't know if y'all have seen that debate going around, hair, makeup, outfit, which one first. I go hair, makeup, and outfit. I feel like if you do it any other way, you're cray, okay? So let's get into prepping my hair. I'm going to use my Kenra Pearl Detangler Spray. And this is the only leave-in I'm putting just because, again, I traveled, so I don't have everything I would normally use. Like, oh my gosh, I was looking at, like, my makeup, and I forgot my eyeshadow. I'm like, girl, we kill it with the eyeshadow looks, and we forgot it. So I'm going to just have to use what I call my stripper glitter. It's so bad. I've had it since high school. Well, since college, like the beginning of college, freshman year. I got it from Tarte. It's a gold sparkly color, but we'll get into that when I'm doing makeup. So I'm going to go ahead and use my pick. I like to use this to part my hair. I already combed it out with my detangling brush, so it's not knotted. Picks can pull out your hair when it's short if your hair is tangled. So I always recommend pre-detangling. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do my hair, and anything else will be a voiceover because it's hot in this room, okay? We don't have central air. This house was built in the 1920s, so before any of us in here were born. So yeah, I need to turn on my portable air conditioner. But yeah, enjoy watching me braid down my hair. Like most people, I'm gonna start with the middle part. No, just kidding. So because my wig is in a middle part, I'm trying to do a middle part on my hair. Now, of course, this isn't gonna be 100% perfect. I'm trying to do this real quick and just get my hair out of the way. When your hair is this short, honestly, your best bet is to braid away from the part. So instead of braiding straight back, I'm braiding it down away from the part so that the thickest areas where my hair ends will be where the curly hair is kind of like floofing out. You'll see what I mean once I put the wig on, but yeah, this is the best way to have your wig be flat right at the top where it matters. All right, now don't judge my braids because you know we slapping this wig on, and also you see how short my hair is. Listen, I am not worried about them parts or braids being neat, but you see, we're getting the job done. I'm actually able to get like 8 giant braids on these 3-ish inches of hair, 3 to 4 inches of hair. So yeah, just get it braided out the way, and you'll be ready for the next step. Okay, so my hair is cornrowed down. Yes. So now I'm gonna go do my mom's makeup, and then I'll be back to put on my wig. Well, actually, I'm lying, y'all. I don't put on my wig until my makeup is done because I'm not gluing it down or anything. The only thing I'm doing with it is resetting the front that I like to lay down. But yeah, this thing you just plop on your head. It's really good, and it comes with this elastic band, y'all. Check out that Amazon review because it's good. They're not paying me or anything. I actually just really like the wig, and it comes in different lengths. All right, here is the makeup setup for my mom. Oh. So yes, gonna make sure to get her right. VIP clients also get their makeup done. Freshly washed wig. And I just used whatever shampoo and conditioner was available. So I'm gonna go ahead and put styling product on it so it can dry while I continue to get ready. So I'm gonna use some of this. Ooh. Foam is really essential for wash and goes on curls. It makes the curls last longer and just look juicier and shinier. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. And then scrunch it in to help define those curls. And kind of separate it. That's what I'm doing so it has a little volume. Then I need to get my gel. I'm using my favorite, my Organics Max Hold Style Gel. I use this on my hair too. Take some of that. I normally water it down because I'm in the room, I won't. So rub it in my hands. And then take the wig and run it through. Try to get it on all the curls, especially the top curls. So I'm just running it. Ooh, that was a lot. Running it through. And remember, a lot is going to be on your palms. So that's why you want to come back in and scrunch it into the bottom. Scrunch. Run through. Scrunch, scrunch. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead, and when I put it on the towel, I'm gonna try to basically scrunch the curls using the towel. So put it down like that, and that makes for tighter curls when it dries. All right, so time for the makeup portion. Now, I know I said I'm a hair, makeup, outfit kind of girl. Technically, the hair is done. It's just that it's a glueless wig, so I'm gonna put it on after I finish my makeup. So the hair was still done first on a technicality. But now we're gonna go ahead and do the makeup. So the first thing you wanna do is ensure that everything is hydrated. I washed my face already and put on my moisturizer, but I'm just gonna add a little more so it's a little fresh before starting. So I just took some of my Laneige sleep mask, and I'm just gonna add some more, because the more dry your face is, or the more your face lacks moisture, the cracklier your foundation will look. It's gonna look dry. And then I'm taking the Laneige lip sleeping mask, and I'm putting that on my lips. Prep is important, y'all. All right, so now I always do eyebrows first. So I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills pencil in the color Ebony, if I could actually get it open. Wait, we got it. In the color Ebony. And then I'm gonna start by brushing up my brows. And then just kind of shaping it. Yep, actually outline your brow. So you see I connected right there. I'm just going to keep outlining. Let me add some light here. Yeah, there we go. Outline the brow. Now, because I like that fake 2016 looking brow, I am also going to use my brow gel. But you see already, you can actually see an eyebrow here. Here you can't really see my eyebrow, and that shapes the face so much better. So we're gonna go in and do the same thing here. And they always say you use the pencil, and right in this inner part of your nose is where your brow should start, and then here is where the angle should be, and then the edge of your nose is where your brow should end. So yeah, that's how you balance based on your nose. As you see, I have no foundation or any of that stuff on, so I will actually clean up my brows after I finish filling it in. Using the pencil to kind of create that shadow and give yourself more of a brow on the front makes for a better blend. So I like to do that. So now I have my dip brow gel in the color Ebony, and I'm going to use an angled brush. I like the Anastasia Beverly Hills angled brush and eyebrow brush duo. I just lost mine, so I bought a cheap one and I'm using this brush. So I take a decent amount, if it will focus on it. Yeah, so I take about that much, and then I put it on the back of my hand. And then to help it stay, I take my setting spray, spray it on there, and then I actually just mix it in. Yep. And then I'm just spreading it out so it's thinner on the brush. Especially because this is a clean brush, kind of want to feel it with product. All right, and now, again, you see the difference with the brow gel and just brow pencil. That brow gel pops no matter where you're at. And because this is an evening wedding, a nighttime event, I want my brows to pop. And I'm of course gonna brush it out. It's not gonna be that dark, but you know, I like it a little dark. So I just spread it out on my hand, and I'm gonna go in and follow that same line that I did before. It is a little extra dark because I used the pencil first, but I'm layering so that throughout the night as my eyebrows wear off, there's enough product there for them, so yeah. And then you can always come in with a Q-tip to clean it up, or also just your concealer. I start with a Q-tip first, and then I use my concealer. Trust the process, y'all. I know it's dark, but we're cleaning it up with a dry Q-tip first, no product on it, and then I'm gonna go in with concealer. Yep. Cool. And then we're gonna kind of brush out the front so it's not so dark. I'm gonna come back in with my fingers, but I start with the Q-tip to kind of just clean it up a little. I'm going to apply my primer, which is the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. So I put it on my fingertips. Put this much, and I first apply it to right above my eyelids, because that's where I'm putting my concealer, and then under my eyelids. A good amount there, because I want it to last all night. Okay, and then I'm gonna get some more to apply to the rest of my face. So I use 2 concealers because I use 2 colors. I use NARS, as you can kind of see. This is neutral, this is yellow. So I use the NARS in Walnut. And then I also use NARS in Almond, the creamy, radiant creamy concealer. So I start with Walnut. Now I know I still need to blend out my eyebrows, but we'll come back to that at the end. I always fix it after foundation. But I start with my Walnut concealer and go under my brows, and then I go under my eyes in the inner corners. Alright, and then once I've done that, to help blend it out better, because I have a more neutral tone, I use Almond, which is neutral, and I put that more on my lid as a primer for my eyeshadow, and then back here as well, to kind of lift my face, but without being as bright as Almond. I spray with setting spray. Layer your setting spray, y'all. It makes a huge difference. I'm gonna take my Tarte brush. I don't even know what this brush is called, but you'll know it because it's the only one they sell that looks like this. And I have 2 foundations that I use. A lot of products, I know, y'all. I use the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation in New Caledonia. And then this is like basically my real summer shade, I like to call it. And then I have the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation in Deep 1. So this is lighter, and so I like to use it to kind of balance out the NARS. So on the part of my hand that's free, I put a few pumps of the NARS, and this one is a dropper. I put 1 full drop in there, so you see they're mixed. And then what do? Setting spray. Spray it with setting spray. And then I take this brush and I mix them together. So as you see, that's a really good shade. And so now I will go in and apply it to my face. I always say, because I learned from the wonderful Jackie Aina, that when you apply, you don't want to put the freshly dabbed brush on your nose, because the more product you have on your nose, the more fake it looks. So now that I've rubbed most of it off, I'm gonna dab the remainder onto my nose, and then I'm gonna take some more. Down the nose again, around the mouth. Just really make sure to bring the outsides out. And then I'm gonna take my Beauty Blender. I always wet my Beauty Blender so that it doesn't absorb too much of my product. And then I'm gonna go in and blend out my concealer. I start with under my eye because that's where I applied it first. And then I take I have 2 of the Laura Mercier. I have the brown one and then the translucent. So I'm gonna take the translucent, tap it. Ooh, that was a lot of product. Shake some of that back. I take what's in here, take my Beauty Blender, dab, and then I dab it on my hand to even it out. So you see now it's even. Oh, that's a little spot. Yeah, now that's more even. And then apply under the eye and on top of the eye. Just like that. And then do the same thing again. Okay, so there's that. And then once that is done, what I like to do is, y'all gonna get tired of this, spray my setting spray again. And make sure you're not wrinkling up your face when you spray it, like I just did. Put that in. And then you're gonna spray. While my face is still a little damp, I like to take my NARS bronzer in the color Punta Cana and a little angle brush. Get some of that. And then start contouring. Because I used to contour with the Fenty contour stick, but it was really dark. So I actually like using the bronzer because it does the job without being too harsh. Okay, and then I'm gonna take some more and bring it down to my jawline. Again, when you're out in the dark and you know there's gonna be like flash photography, this is just good to keep your face from coming off too flat, and it adds color back into your face after you've set it. And then I like to do under my chin, cover up the double chin that's forming. Okay, so I start with this to do my crease. It gives you a really natural crease when you use whatever bronzer you have. And then I like to angle it up because it lifts my eyes. I have almond shaped eyes. Let me do the other one. So bronzer, angle it up. And then also when your eyes are as small as mine, that little bit of eyeshadow and lashes, those type of things really open your eyes up. So yep, there we go. So you see I'm really shaping the eye now. Alright, so I'm going to continue with the eyes. I'm going to use my mom's eyeshadow palette that I got her because I left all of mine. It's the Pretty Vulgar eyeshadow palette from Phoenix Rising. I got it in Sephora. This is what it looks like. And because I'm using my stripper glitter color, as I told y'all, I gotta set my eye with a, like, basically I'm gonna base it with an actual color so that the glitter can really pop. And what I do is I take my little eyeshadow brush, I spray it with some setting spray. It's just to dampen it so that it can, you know, pick up more color. And then I'm going to take, I'm actually just gonna take this tan color because I feel like on me it's gonna be a little lighter. And then dab. Okay, maybe I was wrong. Let me see. That's fine. It's still a color. It's actually more brown on me than I thought it would be, but that's fine. This is still a good base for the gold. I'm gonna go ahead, dab it. My dress is really rosy though, so I might actually go in with this darker mauve-y eyeshadow that's on here. This one. It's called Resurrected Sin. I'm gonna just spray this again. Take some of that color because it matches my dress, and then start dabbing that on there. Yeah. Oh yeah. And I actually carry it up a little right here so it can be seen a little more. So you see the difference already. So now we're gonna do this eye. This brush, my contour brush thing, and I'm gonna get some of the darker color in here. I'm gonna use the more reddish brown one because I'm using rosy colors. Dab it off. So what this really does is set the tone for my winged eyeliner, and I'm taking some of this darker color, Fly By Night, and mixing it with the reddish brown, the blowing smoke, and just really dabbing it into my crease to kind of exaggerate it. And then I'm just gonna dust it out a little on top. So yeah, there we go. So if I step back, you see it gives me just a little more. So now my eyes are starting to open up a little more. So we're gonna go ahead and take that darker color again with some of the red. Okay, so now I'm taking the eyeshadow brush again, and I'm getting my same, there's a clean side. The side I didn't use, I'm gonna use that. And I'm getting what I call my stripper glitter. I've literally had this for over 10 years. It's the Tarte Beach Bay Chrome Paint Shadow Pot. The open time is 12 months. I ain't go blind yet. Knock on all the wood in the house. But yeah, so I'm gonna use that. Spray the brush. Then I'm gonna open my glitter. Look, open my glitter. And this is loose glitter, so that's why you really do need to kind of spray it. So I'm just gonna dab. Yep. We like that. This is what I like. I like to be bright and sparkly. I'm gonna keep taking more of that. And then get real like opaque. Alright, so I got my eyeliner. It's the Sephora Deep, no, I lied. It's the Too Faced Better Than Sex Easy Glide Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner, Deepest Black. And I used this because of the one time I was in Sephora and the lady told me that eyeliners and mascaras can cause runny noses and stuff. I was like, ooh, say less. I'm gonna do this one and come back. I might do them both and come back. Okay, so this is it with it on. And then what I like to do is take it and darken my mold. So you can see it. And then you spray your face. Take a blush brush and blush. So this is what it looks like. So now to put on the wig. To put on the wig, you're going to take this elastic band, flip it over, and then you're going to hook the band at the nape of your neck under your hair. As you can see, I have no wig cap on because there are combs in the wig that I wanted to use. So I'm straightening out the wig, and then I'm going to hook in the combs that are on the sides of the wig, right above the ears, and there's a comb in the very back as well. And so now looking at it, it is really defined. Curls are popping, but it's just a little too thin for my liking. So I'm going to try and do a few things to loosen up the curls and make it look a little fuller. First, I'm taking my foam, and I like to do this thing with the wig where I take the little front sections and slick them down, almost like that faux headband. So I take this section of hair from the front, and I'm gonna take out a piece of hair to leave as like little antenna bangs. And I'm gonna take foam, cover it on the section, not too much, but I'm just gonna distribute it across the section so that it will really help it smooth out. So you just smooth it down, tuck it behind the ear, and then I'm going to use a bobby pin and pin it up. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So section off your piece of hair that you're going to use. Take out the piece to be your little antenna bang, and then apply foam and then smooth it out and bobby pin it. Now it's time to define my little antenna bangs, which I feel like make the wig look a little cuter, just gives it a little more razzle dazzle. So I just take out the two little pieces that I was going to use for my antenna bangs, and I'm going to actually take some foam and apply it to that section of hair. Not too much, again, just because it's not a lot of hair. And you're just basically defining the curls and pulling it forward. Alright, I'm back, and as you can see with the makeup, the look just pops. It gives. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead, take the edge brush, and y'all, I'm sorry, I won't be able to do my lashes on camera. I gotta do it in the car, running behind. But you will see my mom with her completed makeup and all of that in the hairstyling video. Make sure you check that out up here. It's me doing the sewing on my mom, so yeah. I did her makeup as well. But yes, so here I am. I'm just doing the little edges that I made on the wig to kind of cover that lace. And then I'm just gonna pull this forward a little. Kind of put some edge control on that and pull it forward. Just to keep the lace covered, because again, I'm not gluing it down. It's glueless. Yeah. And JK, y'all, I'm gonna do them real quick, real quick. I just hit my leg. Oh, I'm gonna bruise so bad. This is from my icy hair order. They send you a 6-pack of lashes. Crazy. So I'm gonna go ahead, put the glue on here. And no, I don't have tweezers, unfortunately. Ooh. Whew. My first time doing my makeup looking in the camera. So let's hope I'm doing this right, y'all. And with no tweezers. Ooh, I pushed that up too high. That's it. This is the look. I'm gonna put on the dress and I'll see y'all in a bit. Alright y'all, so sorry we ended up being in a rush and I did not get to take a final video with the dress, but I'm gonna insert some pictures so y'all can see the look, y'all can see the vibes. Tell me anyway. Just face forward, look at what you're going for. You have a dream in your mind and you're going for it. The water can be really tough. If you want me to do a more dedicated video when I have nowhere to go, I could definitely do that. Just make sure you drop a comment below, like this video, and subscribe to see more, okay? And just let me know what you want to see. I'll see you next time.